Hi, so in this video, I wanted to discuss some of the pros and cons of buying a property that's brand new or newer and a property that is older. So for the sake of this example, I'm going to go with like totally extreme opposites, right? So a property that is completely brand new, right? Like, brand spanking new, pre-construction, and a property that let's say is, 20 or 30 years older, right? That's pretty common in Miami. So generally speaking, what do the numbers look like? So if you buy a property that's brand new, you're usually going to pay, give or take, about 20 or 30% more than if you buy a used property that's 20 or 30 years old. That's just usually the way it works. Now, that's not necessarily bad, and of course it also has to do with your own personal financial situation, what you can afford, how much down payment you have, and we can talk more about that. But some of the pros of a brand new property, obviously, are that you have a brand new property, right? You have a property with brand new plumbing, brand new electricity, brand new structure, brand new roof. Newer properties tend to have impact windows, right? So you don't have hurricane shutters. You don't have any of the older hurricane shutters. And so also, although you're paying usually 20 or 30% more, your insurance is going to be lower because everything is brand new. Compared to a property that is older, that property is going to have a roof that maybe, obviously it's older, unless it was replaced more recently. The electrical is going to be older unless it was replaced recently. The plumbing, the same thing. The AC, the same thing. The structure, the same thing. The windows, the same thing. More than likely, it's not going to have impact windows unless those windows were replaced recently. So those are some of the most extreme examples. Also, as we mentioned in another video, when you buy a brand new property, if it's a really new community, built sort of on the outskirts of Dade and Broward, which is pretty much where the newer construction is, you're pretty much always going to have what's called a community development district. So it's an additional charge in the taxes, which is the reality. That's just to bring new infrastructure. So that's something else that happens with with brand new construction. With older properties, typically, let's say that you're buying a property from a seller that lived in that property for, let's say, for the last 30 years, right? Which happens also all the time. We see it with our clients. John and Mary Smith bought that property back in let's say the 1980s as a brand new property when they were, just starting their families. They were in their 30s, and then you fast forward, their life cycle, their life story, and now they're retiring. They're in their 60s or 70s. The kids are grown up. They're off to college. They have grandkids already, and now the house is too big for them. And now maybe you come in and you buy that property. Well, your taxes on that property are also going to be lower because the property is so much older, right? You're not going to be paying a community development district tax charge line item on those taxes because that community is already 30 years old, right? And it's probably going to be more in the middle of Miami, right? Not so much on the outskirts of Miami. That's just the way it is. But that property, the roof may not be as new. It may or may not have shutters, for example. And depending on the whole situation, the insurance may also be a little bit more expensive because the structure, the building, is not as newer. So anyway, those are just some of the pros and cons sort of on the surface. Besides that, it's really up to your own taste. It's kind of like buying a brand new car or a used one or a pre-owned one. Some people love to buy something brand new. That's just what they prefer. And some people are okay buying something that is pre-owned. And that's also perfectly okay. Remember, as we mentioned in another video, even if you're buying a property that is used, you still have the right to do an inspection to make sure that there's no surprises, right? That you're not buying a property with $30,000 worth of termite damage or, a roof that's about to cave in or something, crazy, all right? So anyway, I hope you find this helpful. As always, let us know if you have questions about this or anything else at any time, and we look forward to helping you any way that we can.